man, I've been really sick this past week, but still an overall productive week. I'm headed to church because God's still been good to me regardless. I want to have just a conversation with you guys. This is the best I felt most of this week. We still had content come out. That's the great thing about how we do business is I have content that we record in bulk, have it ready in advance. So even if I'm ever sick or anything like that, we can still be consistent with our content dropping. I was catching up on some of the comments, right? Finally feeling a little bit better. Started catching up on some of the comments, and I saw somebody. It was only one person. Not going to say their handle. I don't know who it was, but they was like, "Man, Jay, you fell off, man. You fell off since COVID. You fell off since this. Like, man, you don't look like you rich. You don't look like you got no money, right?" And it's interesting to me because I have made so much money since COVID to now in a variety of businesses. My mentor recently did an updated personal financial statement of me. And with real estate alone, debt-free real estate, not I got a mortgage and I'm arbitraging the game, but debt-free, I own the deed, nobody else. We got $1.3 million spread across several properties in the Southeast of debt-free real estate alone. Not to count for our media footprint, our company partnerships that we have, and any of the new stuff that we're working on now. 1.3 million just in real estate, debt-free, right? Got just as much or more in business, almost, right, close to that in businesses that we own alone. And this is not counting any active work that we need to do. But here's why I wanted to have this discussion with you guys, right? Is because there are certain people out there that believe because of the car you drive, because of how you appear online, you may not be successful. Here's what's dumb, right? And I'm not saying this to flex. I got $60,000 in the back seat. I don't recommend you guys to do that. That's for a business venture. But the point that I'm saying here is if I wasn't driving, I could show you $60,000 in the back seat. But I'm not that type of person. I don't be doing money spreads up my arm. I don't say I'm the richest person here or there. And here's why I think it's relevant to have this discussion. As long as we're so caught up in appearing like we got money, it's going to take you forever to get some money. Unless you are intentional about whatever business you starting, you're going to be a personal brand. You personally are going to market it yourself and get it out there, right? Then, man, if every time you got $20,000, okay, man, look, I'm going to go to Neiman Marcus. I'm going to ball like a dog. I'm going to get the name brand, this, that, and the other, and have a $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 outfit every time you see me. What happens when you have opportunities like I got this week to buy a bank? Now, I don't know if the deal will go through or not. Of course, if it goes through, I'll share it with you guys. And I'm not being like how rappers say it or how like other people say it, trying to be funny. I will not own like a Wells Fargo, a Truist, or anything like that. The bank is in a commercial building, and we have the opportunity, me and one other business partner of mine, all right, we're going to buy the commercial real estate that the bank sits on. So we will own the building, we will own the land, we will own the bank in that sense, right? Because I'm super clear. You guys know Cousin JT ain't got no reason to lie to you, make you think that I'm the richest person in the world. I'm not. But if we get so caught up in looking like money, how we gonna have the money when it's time to run the play? I got a steal of a deal, right? Now, of course, the terms still got to get worked out. Attorneys involved, other entities involved, blah, 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 blah. Anybody that's done business knows that just having something under contract doesn't guarantee that it'll go through, right? I've had other stuff under contract that didn't go through as well for one reason or another. But the point is I got the liquidity and the opportunity to buy your bank. Luck favors the prepared. Do you have the liquidity to take advantage of an opportunity? That's what wealth is. That's what rich is. So on the internet, understand this. A lot of the people that you see that's driving a certain kind of car, that's wearing certain kind of clothes, those tax deductions, those marketing expenses, right? Oh, I went and bought this because I had a 5-day challenge. I had a webinar. I had an in-person event. I needed this. I needed that, right? I bought this car and I put my Instagram on the window, or I wrapped it and this and that, and I used it to promote my brand, my business, my this. So I want to write this off every year as a marketing expense, just like if I would have had a billboard, or if I would have had any other kind of advertising or marketing I was paying for on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, on whatever. You looking at people marketing dollars and saying, oh, they may be rich, or they're probably rich because how they market to you. And that very well may be true, but understand that when you get your money, when you on your journey up, I'm not saying don't reward yourself, but do not let anybody off the internet or on the internet or anywhere else make you feel like, hey, bro, if you a millionaire, where your Lamborghini at, right? When somebody asks me where my Lamborghini is, I start giving them addresses. They was like, oh, it's parked at that house. No, that's one of my properties that I own debt free. It costs what a Lamborghini costs. It costs what a Huracan costs, right? It costs what a Urus costs, all right? So when I had the money to cash out on a Lamborghini, I said, okay, I could buy a Lamborghini, but the only way to make my money back off of a Lamborghini is to rent it, which the part of North Carolina that I'm in, hypercars, supercars don't rent, right? That's just not the economics of it. All right, the people that can afford to rent the car would just buy that car if they really want it. All right, every now and then you might get a rental from somebody that wants to do a photo shoot, or they thinking about buying the car themselves and they want to test drive it. Same thing I did with Tesla, right? I was like, I know I want an electric car. I went and rented out the Cybertruck that they have for rent in the area just to drive it around before I bought it to see it. But it wouldn't be anything consistent. All right. So if I buy a Lamborghini and I can't rent it out to make money because that's not the market that I'm in, well, the only other way I could make money off of it is if I jump in the Lamborghini every day, multiple times a day, and then try to sell something to somebody based off of the fact that I got this car and I'm trying to really make my money back for the car. Can we be real, or is this too real of a conversation? Right? Talk to me, chat. So that's the first thing that I wanted to tackle. For the people that was like, I fell off. If you believe I fell off, right? It doesn't really matter to me. But what that insinuated about the mindset is what I wanted to discuss, right? If you believe that because I'm not wearing the designer clothes, right, that I don't have them no more, or that, you know, I'm not flexing this car, this house, this whatever, right? Man, I'm locked in. I told you guys, I'm super transparent. I'm trying to build a 9-figure business. That's $100 million plus. All right. If you got an extra $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 and your goal is to build a 9-figure business, do you go buy the Ferrari, or do you reinvest it into the business if you truly trying to build a 9-figure business? You tell me what you're supposed to do with the money, right? If your goal is seriously you trying to get to 100 M's or greater, right? When you get 400 grand, do you buy another piece of real estate, right? Do you invest it into hiring more people? Here's another thing. Some of you guys that are in our private community already know. You can join our free Telegram where we send out daily detailed strategies to make money for absolutely free. All right. I hired 2 full-time software developers. Anybody here in IT, in tech, anybody know what one full-time software developer costs? All right, I hired 2 software developers. All right, full-time. Anybody that knows anything about what that would cost, it's a Lamborghini, it's a Ferrari, it's a McLaren, depending on where you are. Now, you could also hire them from the Philippines, right, as well, and save a ton of money. So I got Filipino workers, and this is my first time dabbling with workers in other countries as well. All right, so I'm telling you guys that when you see somebody living a certain way, ask yourself, right, are they marketing to you? Is that something that they really want? Like, they would live that life. If social media didn't exist, would they still drive that car? Would they still wear those clothes? And the answer is yes for some, and that's not a bad thing. But what I want you all to do is really get rich and not look rich and be broke. All right? If every time I see you, you in Balenciaga, Versace, Ferragamo, right? All of these top brands out here, head to toe. You jumping out of the latest and greatest car, SUV, whatever, right? But when you get an opportunity to buy the bank or to buy this investment property or to take advantage of this play or that play, if you like, I don't got the credit, I don't got the cash, I don't got the means to do it, you really lost the game. You invested it in depreciating assets, clothes, cars, right? Jewelry. All right. You were investing it in depreciating assets, and now all of the money that you had whenever you got the thing slowly getting eroded, right? And then now when these new opportunities come, you missed out on them. But enough on that though, right? Something else that I want to talk about as well on my way to church, all right, is a lot of you all are looking at strategies to make money that are too slow. I want you to start looking at opportunities in a new lens, right? I want you to ask yourself, how quickly can you understand, right, believe in, and make money from this opportunity? I think that in 2026 and beyond, you have to prioritize speed, right? People don't buy ebooks, courses, mentorship, join your 5-day challenge or anything like that anymore for your information. In the world of Claude, in Gemini, in ChatGPT, and you name your favorite large language model or LLM out there, right? People can go get information for $20 a month. Everything that, all your secret sauce that you hashed out with ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, or you just learned through trial and error and reading books and being in this person mastermind or that person mastermind, somebody can go to ChatGPT and maybe they don't get all of your secrets, but guess what? They can get enough to not have to buy your program if all you selling is information. What people are buying now, and I'm somebody speaking from a consumer standpoint as well as a seller, people are buying speed, right? Not that I can't get the information from anybody else, all right? There's nothing that Tony Robbins, Myron Golden, Russell Brunson, Alex Hormozy, Gary Vaynerchuk, Ray Dalio, Dave Ramsey, you name it, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos can tell me about investing in business that I can't learn enough of to at least start making money. Here's the thing, I don't need to know everything. Some of the things that they know how to do, I don't have the means to do it anyway. So all that could do is give me analysis paralysis. I could learn enough to take action on that, make enough money, and then reinvest the profits to do the next step when I'm able to do the next step, right? So what I want you all to understand is that now, immediate imperfect action, right? I made a lot of money in the transportation industry as an independent courier. Guess what? With companies like Waymo, Amazon, all these other companies that are popping up, and they are being vocal about. Now, this, if you're in Atlanta or in Miami or another major city, it's already happened. Last time I was in Atlanta, I already saw this happen, right? So they already have self-driving delivery vehicles. They have self-driving vehicles that'll pick you up and take you to the mall and bring you back home, take you to the grocery store and bring you back home. They also got self-delivery vehicles that'll drop off a package in your driveway. Now, of course, it's not advanced enough. It can't turn into an Autobot, walk to your front porch, drop it on the porch and ring the doorbell, right? But it can pull up to your driveway. It can roll out a ramp. It can use a conveyor belt. It knows what package is yours based off how it's loaded and sorted, and can scan the barcode, and it can roll it out right in front of your property. Now, of course, that's not as good as having an Amazon driver that'll come ring the doorbell, put it on the porch. But the point is that they're already in the prototype stage. What does this mean? They've already said that they want to get in on the transportation industry, right? We already know Tesla has an electric 18-wheeler, right? Good and bad about that has came out, but we know that it exists and they're working on it, all right? So if we know that tech has already said, man, that's a lot of money in that transportation industry, there's a lot of money in logistics, we want to start building things that can start capitalizing on the opportunities there, right? I got out of being an independent courier because I didn't like the fact that I could do everything right and other drivers can be bad at what they do, and we can lose the entire contract based off of things that my business had nothing to do with. So that's why I transitioned out. I would say if that wasn't enough, all right, now you also got to compete with AI and tech. Not now, in most areas at least, not now, but it's already started and it's coming down the pipeline, where if you have a routine route, that's what they want. Now, you'll be able to do specialty work, specialty routes, hot shot routes, special delivery, stuff like that. But will that be enough for you to make a living? All right? It just depends. I believe in being proactive, not reactive, so I wouldn't just wait and see. I would plan accordingly and say, okay, what do I need? Right? I'm really big on reverse engineering my way to success. If I know, this is JT being transparent, if I know that I want to own a $100 million company, I know that's going to cost me no less than $40 million. I don't have $40 million. You know how some rich people will make you think like they got all the money in the world? I don't have $40 million, right? I own $1.3 million in debt-free real estate. My businesses are worth more than my real estate. I got a small dividend portfolio. I got some small partnerships, right? So we got a few millions we could tap into. We ain't got 40 million, right? So guess what? I got to do what I could do at my small level, knowing that when I make more money, guess what I got to do with that money? I got to reinvest it, right? Why is that relevant to you? A lot of you all are looking for what's the cheat code, what's the back door, what's the easy way, what's the this way or that way to reach your goals. And you waste so much time trying to build another way instead of saying, what's the standard already? If I take one and I add it with one, I get two. And I really want two, right? Why do I got to figure out, okay, well, it's too hard to get 1 + 1. Let me try to create a whole nother way that's easier to get 2, right? It's already been figured out. Most of you all, right, you're going to try to break new ground. You're going to find out that innovation is never fast and it's never cheap. I'm telling you from firsthand experience. Innovation is necessary. Innovation is good. But here's what innovation is not. Innovation is not fast. It's not cheap. right? So while you out here saying, well, oh, I'm gonna find an easier way, a better way to make $100,000, you may, but understand this, it's not going to be any faster than just doing it the way that's already been proven, right? Now, if you define better as cheaper, it might be cheaper in that you spending spurts of money, right? I'm going to spend a little money here, a little money there. I'm never going to drop a large amount of money in one place. But if you add it up and account for the value of your time, right? Oftentimes, people that try to save money by doing it for free or doing it themselves, if we actually gave fair market value to their time and looked at what they spent in totality, they actually lost money. They was better off doing it that way. And I'm telling you guys, I was that person. So this is not a knock at you at all, right? I was that person. How much would it cost me for you to show me how to start a medical courier business? It's absolutely free. Just go look at, there's a free video on the YouTube channel that tells you how to do it for absolutely free. So it wouldn't cost you nothing, right? All you gotta do is watch the video for free, take action, make the money. It won't cost you nothing, all right? Now, if you want the book on it, you can go to authorjt.com and get the book, right? But I'm telling you, if all you want to know is the step-by-step how to do it, then you can learn how to do it for absolutely free. Just go watch the video, all right? So I'm telling you guys, in 2026 and beyond, prioritize speed, right? Look at things that you understand, that you believe in, and that are going to make you money quickly. Here's why. Because the way that innovation is happening, the opportunity, right? The opportunity may not even be that great in the future, right? In 2014, when I became an entrepreneur, being an independent courier was probably one of the dumb, simplest ways to make six figures. Dumb simple. You could show up there and literally say, I don't know nothing about nothing, but I want to do this, and you would make $45,000 a year. After a year or two, depending on how fast you learn, maybe less, maybe more, right? After you learn the business, you will probably be at around 60,000, right? Now, if you started investing and expanding your fleet and doing more than just the routine route, you'll crack over 75 grand and then 100 grand, right? So in 2 to 3 years, you could be somebody that didn't know anything at all about business to 6 figures a year with your own non-CDL transportation business, right? Now, that's not the case. There's way more people in it. There's way more smart money coming into it. So yes, you can still make 6 figures in it. It's not easy anymore, right? And I guess easy is relative, but I'm saying in reference to how easy it was, how you could just go to Craigslist, find the company, literally pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm looking at your listing. I got all of these vehicles. Which route is available now? Go rent a van, go start doing the route, not even knowing what you was doing. They will literally have somebody ride along with you for 2 days to a week, teach you the business, and then you're off to the races, right? My cousin that's in the business now, right? When he got into the business a couple of years ago, all right, they gave him a sheet, right? A one-pager, no ride-alongs no more, right? Back in 2014, it was ride-alongs. He was like, man, it's so many people now, ain't no ride-alongs. They give you a sheet of paper, right? Here's your stops. Here's what time to get there, right? Here's some instructions on how to do it, right? If you can't follow these instructions, somebody else can. Goodbye, right? Ain't no asking no questions. Ain't no back and forth. Ain't no support. You your own business or you not, right? Figure it out or the next person will. That's straight up how it is now, all right? So, got into e-commerce, right? Got into e-commerce when I transitioned out to independent courier service, all right? Now, e-commerce was new to me, but I'll be honest with you. It was pre-Shopify. In hindsight, everything gets harder in time. Can we be honest? Now, because I didn't know anything about e-commerce, anything you don't know about is hard to do, right? So if you've never sold anything online, selling something online is hard. If you've never had your own transportation business, it's hard, right? If you never cut a backflip, cutting a backflip is hard, right? If you never drove a car. So anything you're not experienced with is hard. But anything you do enough, you practice on, you do whatever enough, right? It becomes easy in time. So that being said, what's hard is relative, all right? I'm also the candy man for the church, meaning that I'm responsible for buying the candy and restocking the candy bowl. So y'all about to come with me as we load up the candy bowl too. All right. Y'all don't go to my church, so y'all don't know. They getting the cheap candy too. We just gonna get a lot of it. They'll be happy, right? Because I hook them up. Y'all know this is a sidebar. Y'all know normally church candy is like the peppermints, the little strawberry candies and stuff. Yeah, we not gonna do that. I'm gonna hook them up. We about to get like the little Snickers minis and whatever else. So y'all drop a one if y'all can still hear me though. Drop a one if y'all can still hear me. So e-commerce though, we talking about. So there was a time where e-commerce and all we was doing was in-post tags, no ad spend, right? Anybody that has an e-commerce store, but in-post tags. Hello. This is the candy that they buy me. Like I said, I'm gonna just buy a bunch of bags of it. Let them do what they do. You could tell who the most popular adult is at my church. Cause wow, when it's somebody else's turn, they get the peppermint. No, I gotta hook them up. Ain't nobody here. All right.
She's gonna pick him up from down there. Yeah,
I'm up early working on my jewelry business because it's long overdue, but thumbing up your chat, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Heard you on the radio. Wasn't even shocked or surprised or smiled. I was like, I remember this dude from years ago. That's how I work.
I tried to beat it off with a hammer, so I got some of that the net for it.
All right, have a good one.
You have a blessed one.
All right, same to you. All right, what about now? I should be in Frozen now. Should be at least. Y'all probably can hear me better now. Oh, y'all in here. So the old way in e-commerce, right? For anybody that doesn't know what in-post tags are. So an in-post tag is an Instagram marketing play we used to run back in the day. So you know how on Instagram you can put the little @ symbol and then just type @JT Hustles. And when I log into Instagram, I'll get a bubble, like a chat bubble with a number beside it. And I could click on it and see what it was that you added me at, or I could not. I'm going to get one notification, and then that notification is going to go away for forever, right? So whether I look at it or not, I'm going to get notified one time about that, right? What an in-post tag is instead of just putting @ in the caption and then your name and then tagging you that way, I could actually touch inside of the image. And once I touch inside of the image, I could tag you in the actual image. Now, you will get a notification pop up on your Instagram that will never go away until you click it. So what I did was I would do in-post tags of celebrities to get celebrities to click on it, and sometimes they would just like it just to make it go away, right? You didn't have to like it to go away. You had to click on it to go away, but I would have certain celebrities that would just click on it, like it, and then just go, just to make it go away, right? Because they didn't know that just clicking on it enough would happen, right? Or maybe they even like the post. I don't know if they like the post or not, but it would just happen. So I got Spike Lee's attention. I got LL Cool J's attention, right? I got Kevin Gates' attention. Kevin Gates cussed me out. If you guys know who that is, I got Kevin Gates' attention. This is all years ago though, so it's all good. It was, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to figure it out, right? I ended up getting the attention of Kid and Play, right? Ended up building a marketing relationship with them, and man, after that, my business was gone, right? Gone. Can you guys hear me okay? Somebody said that it was no voice. Okay, cool. Yeah, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Right? So now keep in mind now, this was, if I became an entrepreneur in 2014, I probably got into e-commerce 4 or 5 years later. So let's say it's 2018, 2019, right? Well, no. It couldn't have been that late. It was probably 2016, a couple years later, right? Yep, it's been so long ago now. You guys know when we get a certain age, our timeline get distorted. But it definitely wasn't that far. Because I was doing that before I was on social media, and I was on social media in 2017. So it couldn't have been 2018, 2019, right? So, man, got the attention of some celebrities. Spike Lee liked some of my posts. LL Cool J liked some of my posts. Kevin Gates cussed me out for doing it. But then I got the attention of Kid and Play, right? So for those of you out there that get ignored in your business, get cussed out, people tell you no, whatever, I just want you to know that all the highly successful people, or in my opinion, most of them, if not all of them, they went through the same thing you going through now. They just didn't quit, right? When he cussed me out, I thought it was funny, right? I was like, dang, Kevin Gates cussed me out, right? So I kept doing it. If I would have stopped when he cussed me out, I would have never made it to have the opportunity to reach Kid and Play, and was able to do great business with them, and man, was having them be like the brand, right? Be the face of the brand. All right. So I'm like, man, made $60,000 a year with zero ad spend, just straight in-post tags and networking, right? It's another guy named too. Man, I can't think of his name. Oh, shoot. My bad. He was in a group. RL? Is his name RL? I feel bad. Real solid dude. Was able to work with him too as well. These is all like back in the day type people, right? So I had like an urban clothing line. So I was tagging them because that was the demographic of people I was trying to tap into. But I think it's RL, right? Right. What color is your Bugatti? My Bugatti clear. I got a see-through clear Bugatti, right? Oh yeah. So e-commerce was as easy as in-post and tag, like just in-post tags, right? Imagine how hard it is today to reach those same people. If you wanted to reach Tiana Taylor to promote your skincare or hair care line, ladies, if you wanted to reach Spike Lee to help you with your short film or to promote your shoe line, fellas. If you want to reach whatever influencer, celebrity, right? Imagine how hard it is today for you to get in contact with that person. It's probably 8, 10, 12 people you got to go through. And then you got to pay what? At least 5 figures. All right? I'm not saying this like it's new information, but I mean, it's already been said with Jess Hilarious, that's on the Breakfast Club. All right, she charged between $7,000 and $17,000 to promote you on her Instagram. Now, she got millions of followers. I'm not saying that it's not worth it, but I'm saying that back in the day, we was doing this for free. Like, and of course, you'll give them free product. Hey, I give you my such and such for free. If you like it, do you mind sharing it? If you don't like it, then it ain't cost you nothing. Don't share it, blah, 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 right? So now, even if they do like it, it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Easy, right? So here's what I want you all to understand, right? Does anybody want to know exactly my strategy for 2026? I do know not everybody has the same business model or want to do the exact same thing in business. So that's why I try to come live and just give you guys like just real game and in a way that's general enough that you could just apply it to whatever you're doing, right? I don't really be out here like, oh, you guys should do this and do that, right? It's more of just like, hey, this is something you should know about business. You should act fast. You should invest in yourself. You should market. This is stuff that'll make you money regardless of what business you're in, right? But if we need to get more tactical, like we can get more tactical with it as well. All right, but I tend to not want to like limit the audience of this content by getting too nerdy, too tactical with it, right? But just for the sake of the argument, right? If I was somebody out there right now and I said, hey, in 2026, what is the best opportunity I have to make 6 figures by the end of the year, 7 figures by the end of this year, even if I never made 6 or 7 figures a year, right? First things first, put your blinders on, right? I'm going to say that I'm going to master one skill and one skill alone, right? I'm not going to, even to my detriment, I'm going to keep it a buck with you in love. I wouldn't watch JT Automations. I wouldn't watch anybody else that talks about doing different businesses. I don't want to say anybody else's channel name and they chop this up and take it as a diss, right? But I wouldn't watch nobody that talks about a variety of different businesses, right? To be honest with you, I want to help the maximum number of people. So when I talk about different businesses, I don't do every business I talk about. I don't recommend you to do every business I talk about. I try to present information so you can pick what business resonates with you. And then if it's something that I don't do, what do I always do? Click the link to connect with this person. Book a call. Buy their book. Buy their course, right? I don't try to make you believe that, oh, tap in with me so I can teach you everything under the sun. If it's something that I don't know, I always redirect you to an expert. If they have an opportunity to connect with them for free, hey, click the link, connect with them for free. If they don't offer that, hey, join their program, join their this, join their that. If that's something you want to do, I believe in letting experts be experts, right? So what I would do in 2026 and beyond, though, I will put the blinders on and I'm only focused on automation. That's it. In my real life, outside of what I talk about on social media, my blinders are on. The only time I talk about doing multiple businesses is when I'm with y'all, because I know that not everybody wants to do what I want to do. But if somebody was like, yo, I don't have a bias for doing trucking, real estate, stock, e-commerce, just tell me what works, right? I would focus on automation, and the primary social media platform that I would get good at is not YouTube, it's not TikTok, it's not Instagram, it's not Facebook, it is LinkedIn. Everything that I consume this entire year If I didn't know how to make 6 figures or 7 figures, and I was serious, some of you all just like the idea of money. You don't like the process of making the money, right? And that's the difference. Everybody like the idea of money, right? That's like, hey, fellas, all of us want 6-pack abs, but who want to eat the way you need to eat to have 6-pack abs? Who want to work out the way you need to work out to have 6-pack abs, right? I'm one of them. I need to do better, right? The data says the vast majority of us don't got 6-pack abs, right? So that being said, right, it's a difference between wanting the result of making a lot of money and actually falling in love with the process. If you never fall in love with the process, you'll never have the result. So if you never fall in love with the process of eating healthy, of exercising, of doing this and that, you'll never have the 6-pack abs. Now, are there a certain small group of people that were born with the right genetics and they just naturally thin, naturally this or that? Cool. Just like there's certain people that were born to people with money, right? They probably never was going to have to come out of the struggle, figure out everything from A to Z themselves. They good, right? But the vast majority of us, we don't come from that. The vast majority of us, we got to get it out the mud, right? So we the mud brothers, we the mud cousins, right? So, hey, that's how we got to do it. And that's okay, right? So I'm not a prodigy. I thought I was a prodigy till I ended up broken homeless in entrepreneurship, right? I wasn't a prodigy in entrepreneurship, right? So it's okay if you don't know, but here's the problem. Stop looking at too much noise. If you watch this video, this person says, man, I made this much money in real estate. And it could be 100% true. The next video you watch, I made this much money selling a digital product online. And they're 100% true. This other person, I started an Amazon business. This other person, I invested in crypto. This other person, I started a TikTok shop. This other person, I started the day trade, right? And all of them can be true. Here's what's not going to be true for you. You're not going to do all of them. And the quickest way to fail is by pursuing multiple things at the same time. It's not how your brain was designed, nor is it a prerequisite for success. I made 6 figures, my first 6 figures, doing one thing and one thing well. Driving a cargo van, a box truck, or a sprinter from point A to point B. That's all I did. I knew how to drive from point A to point B, non-CDL transportation. That's all I knew. I didn't know e-commerce. I didn't know social media. I didn't know real estate. I didn't know stock. I didn't know nothing. When I made my first 6 figures, I didn't know anything except how to drive from point A to point B. And that was enough, right? So if you never made 6 figures before, you shouldn't be worried about multiple streams of income. You just need to get good at one, right? One thing will make you 100,000, 200,000. I would say one thing will probably take you, depending on what the thing is, the 400, 500,000 a year, right? If you're doing the skilled trades, you might cap out around 250, 300, unless you're going to start hiring workers and scale up that way. If you're doing more tech stuff, software stuff, where you can leverage the internet, reach a broader audience of people, you're not limited by your physical geographic area, then one person, you could do 400, $500,000 a year, right? If you do the digital trades instead of the skilled trades, right? So that being said, right, you could do 400,000, $500,000 a year being really good at one thing and one thing only. So if that's a fact that I lived, that everybody I know lived, right? You name them, they made 6 figures, high 6 figures knowing one thing, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with having multiple businesses. Nothing wrong with having people work for you, having different asset classes. But when you trying to learn how to do everything all at once, all you can do is fail. You don't have the capacity, the resources, or the time to master everything in that window of time. That's just being real, right? And I'm a little bit under the weather for anybody that came into the room late. So that's why I sound all crazy. If I do sound crazy to you, all right. Let me see. Any tips on selling on eBay? Right? Yeah. eBay is still a gold mine, man. It's the same as it always been. Don't buy anything you can't sell for more than triple what you're purchasing it at. Don't buy anything that's not moving at least 15 times a month. Right? Basic. The soul listings tell you what to buy, not your gut. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Right, that's a fact. Right. I remember years ago you taught me the best way to get rich is to help someone else get rich first. Best advice ever. I ended up in charge of helping a millionaire for free. Absolutely. That's still the best way. Right? Let's get back to this point, and I'm gonna let you guys go. If I wanted to make six figures, and I never made six figures before in life, I haven't made $100,000 to $500,000 a year, right? I will say it's very hard to go past that by yourself, right? I will put the blinders on. I will pick one thing. 2026, that one thing would be automation. How can I help a business do more with less? How can they do more with less? Software, that's automation wrapping, right? What's automation wrapping? I'm so glad that you asked, because here's another nugget. Just put this in your pocket. I ain't got time to really explain it to you. Just hold on to it though, right? Automation wrapping is when you take pre-existing software, you connect them into one software, and now what you do is mark up the totality of those software. So let's say that I could connect Microsoft Excel, or let's get even more technical, right? I'll give you guys a real one. I could connect Twilio, which is a text messaging software, with Google Sheets, which is like a database software, with ChatGPT. You guys heard this story before. This is a real life tool that we have, right? So what we'll do is we'll have ChatGPT create a master prompt, and then we'll feed the master prompt back into ChatGPT and say, hey, look, every day, what I want you to do is I want you to answer this question. I want you to remember what your previous answers were, and I never want you to give the same answer twice. Once you get this question, you look at what you said previously, then you give a new answer based off of this, right? Then I want you to text this out to this number, right? So let's say that we use make.com can do this, Zapier can do this, right? N8N can do this. There's a lot of different tools that can do this. I don't care what you use, right? So we use a tool, whatever tool you want to do, and we package all of this together, and then I slap my name on it. It's JT's Stay in Love software. I'm making this up, right? We really have this tool. I just don't have a name for it. JT's Stay in Love software, right? And what we do is we charge men a subscription, and they pay us $20 a month or $200 a year, right? $19.99 a month or $199 a year, right? And what they do, they give us their number, they give us their significant other's number, and every day we're going to send a text message, right? We're going to send a text message from their number, right? Or it's going to show up that way in their phone, from their number to their significant other number. The master prompt is going to say, hey, here's a reason why I love you today, right? Real easy prompt. Your master prompt can be about business. It can be about health. Here's how to eat healthy today. Here's some workouts for today. But just for this example, to not be confusing, here's why I love you today, right? Boom. Okay, so ChatGPT is asked, right? Here's some things about my significant other. She is 5'4". She is shaped like a Coke bottle. She has hazel eyes. She is a Dominican. She whatever your significant other. So you'll say, here's my number. Here's my significant other's number. Here's her birthday. Information about her. Boom, right? It'll take the master prompt, it'll fuse it with what you said, and then every day it'll say, here's why I love you today, based off of all of the stuff that you told us about her. And then she'll get a text message every day like clockwork at 12 o'clock or whenever her lunch break is. And it's, hey, good afternoon, love. I just want to tell you why I love you today. I love you today because you are a God-fearing, blah, 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 whatever it is you want to say, right? So guess what? That's a whole software. I didn't have to invent ChatGPT. ChatGPT wrote the text message, right? I didn't have to invent Twilio. Twilio texted her, right? I didn't even have to connect it together. Make.com didn't do that. Now, Google Sheets. Google Sheets is going to be a database because when you get off work and your wife, girlfriend, significant other, partner, whatever you call her, right? Or vice versa, if ladies did this, right? You might want to know what you text them today because they might say something about the text message. So guess what? Google Sheets is going to, we can tell you, hey, look, did what you told your wife today. Did what you told your girl today. So you might need to know what you texted today, right? Or if we wanted to eliminate that, say, hey, look, will you text both of us, right? Text me and her the same text message so I can see what I told her, right? Boom. That's automation wrapping. Now, of course, that's a fun little tool that I did with some of my friends, right? Just because they were really locked in business and their significant other was feeling like they wasn't getting enough time. So that was just something we played around with, right? But automation wrapping happens in every industry. So automation wrapping is taking pre-existing software, putting them together, charging a price where you can be profitable even after using all of these other tools, right? So you can have ChatGPT and whatever else, right, you want to do. ChatGPT has agent mode now. I recommend you explore agent, right? Let's go a little bit deeper though. I got blinders on. I'm looking at automation, right? I'm not going to start off trying to build my own software. I'm going to start off with automation or existing softwares, put them in a workload, and have this happen automatically. All right, I get really good at building workflows. I'm good at building software. I'm not even good at sales, right? All I could do is I could build a workflow that can get a result consistently that does not involve any human at all. Should you be building your email list, right? What if I created a tool, right? Is the signal okay, you guys? Maybe it's just on their end. Give me a thumbs up if it is. Is the signal okay? Or is it choppy? Y'all talk to me. Is the signal okay? Is the signal okay? All right. Hey, this is what we're going to do. Since it's a little bit choppy, right? You know what? We're going to reconvene after church. Church is at 10:30 anyway. So here's what I'm going to do. Join my free Telegram. Join my free Telegram. There's a link underneath this video. And what I'm going to do after church is I'm going to do a free breakdown masterclass that is going to show you guys in 2026 how to make $100,000 or more, but I gotta quantify it with a number. How to make $100,000 or more, right? After church, I'm gonna fellowship a little bit. I'm gonna hang out a little bit. I'll get back home. I'll set up my dry erase board or the smart board, and I'll actually show you guys. I'll show you guys the example that I just told you guys about, and then I'll also show you guys on the board exactly how I would do it as well, right? So I'm gonna go into church anyway. Click the link, join my absolutely free Telegram community, and today I'm going to do a live training inside the Telegram group with the board, and I'll break it all down for absolutely free. I'll be back connected to the house Wi-Fi. I got a mesh network, great internet, no issues there, and that way we won't have to worry about me driving and being parked different places and the connection going in and out, because I don't want you all to miss this. Join the Telegram group for absolutely free. and we'll do a detailed training on how to make $100,000 in 2026. Only if you're interested in knowing how to do it the way that I would do it if I was starting over today, right? I'll break all that down and more, right? I'll break that down and more later this evening, and I'll make an update in the Telegram as to what time after church. I gotta actually look at my schedule. The link is underneath this video in the description of this video. So go underneath this video and click the link. Join the Telegram. It's $0 for life. Join the free Telegram. It's called AI Money Plays. You're going to also get daily money plays. Even while I'm in church, you're probably going to get sent a daily money play. That's automation. I'll tell you guys about that as well, too. All right, and we'll break that down more in the Telegram group today. So I'll see you guys a little bit later, just because we're having a little bit of connectivity issues. And in a few moments, I got to leave anyway. All right, peace.